Okay, so first order of business, there is a retake. If you bond the last test, the simple harmonic motion test, you do need to have the lockdown browser, but you don't need to be on Zoom. You can do it at your own pace as long as it's done by Monday night. But that's for a maximum grade of 70. Another thing, the labs. This last lab was a major grade. I was very lenient. Very lenient. Next time I will not. If I have to give half my students a 50 or below next time, I will. Because this is unacceptable. Describe your experimental procedure. In your description, include the following things. What do you hold constant? What do you vary? What do you measure? That kind of stuff. So if you respond to that by just addressing the three things that it says to include in your description, then it's not good. So I didn't take off that many points, but I'm going to take, this is your response on the next lab to describe your experimental setup, or to describe your experiment, and you give me this, you will get 0 points. 0 points. Yes, sir.
Maybe you could do an example next time to kind of guide us in the right way.
We've done this before, but yes, I will again. Yes. The whole point, and this is what I've told you that's the central theme to science writing. When it says design an experiment or to explain your design, you need to make sure that someone else, and this is it. You don't need an example if you understand this. Someone needs to be able to read your description and recreate what you did, what your experiment was. This is not enough. I will hold mass and string length constant. I will vary release angle. I will measure the period. What are you talking about? Yes, you want to be as concise as possible in science writing. You want to be as concise as possible while getting all the information across. Okay, this does not do that. You cannot read this and know what went on, what the experiment was about. Okay, so I was lenient this time. There were a lot of people that did really well. So if you actually wrote, again, and I think the best thing to ensure that this doesn't happen again, no more bullet points. You can use bullet points on the AP exam, but not if you just address. Think of it. If you're in English class and your English teacher gives you a prompt and says, in your response to this prompt, please at least address these three things. But all you do is address those three things, you're not going to do well. You're not going to do it. Okay? So you need to, I don't know if you're taking it literally. You do realize this was a major grade lab assignment, which means it shouldn't just take you 10, 15 minutes to get done to answer the questions. Okay? So, yes, I'll give you examples if you want next time. But the whole point, if you read what you've written in response to an experimental design type question, and you ask yourself, can someone read this and do the same thing I did? Can you literally explain what you did? If the answer is no, then you haven't done it well. If the answer is yes, then you're good. Okay? All right. That's my spiel for that.